I once saw him kill 3 men in a bar with a pencil.
What happens when you take John Wick, throw him into the world of anime, and let the Baba Yaga live his life as the owner of a convenience store? You get Sakamoto Days, the next big anime adaptation, and this guy right here, despite the extra pounds, is the closest thing we have to John Wick. Today, I'm going to talk about the similarities between the two, other action heroes, and also why, if you aren't, you should be watching, because this has a chance to be special. Look, there is no debate. The biggest action icon of the last decade is John Wick. When you make comparisons to characters like that, 9 times out of 10, they won't live up to expectations, and you're going to look like an idiot. Hell, this may be one of those times, but I'm willing to take that chance, because after 3 episodes of Sakamoto Days, I am all in on the greatness of Taro Sakamoto. I'm going to start here because anyone clicking on this video could get enjoyment out of this series. Basically, Sakamoto is the world's greatest assassin, and then he found love and retired, which sounds familiar. In doing so, he started a family and began running a convenience store. From there, he almost becomes kind of the town equalizer, doing good deeds for the people that he is especially qualified to do, even if some of those tasks are outrageous. I still don't know how the hell he pulled this off. As time goes on, we get more people from his past re-entering his life, which drags him into situations where his skill set is required. But people keep asking, is he back? Well, no, he's not, and there's a good reason for that. When you look at it through the John Wick lens, it's actually kind of sad. The whole family setup seems like an alternate universe scenario for John. One where if his wife hadn't died of a terminal illness, I imagine he would have lived a life like this. One where he raises a family, and despite not saying much, he probably would have been loved by the community and done what he could to help those around him. Instead of a dog, he'd probably have a child. As a fan of John Wick, seeing Sakamoto Days really did hit me in a I bet this is what John wishes he had kind of way. Also, he pays overtime to his employees, so what a chill guy. If he ever gets a dog though, watch out. But this is why Sakamoto's not back. John came back because he had nothing to lose. Sakamoto has plenty. This ties into something else the series does surprisingly well. I wasn't expecting it, but the show has a ton of heart. There's a moment in episode 1 where simply pointing at a sign hits you in the feels, or in another episode when a character gets inside a vault and sees what has truly been important to their family all along. How they react to that, when many would profit off of it, was cool to see. We see a moment with his wife that was a nice visualization of the point she was trying to make to him about the importance each individual has in the world. This brings us to something that is absolutely not Wick-esque. Because of her, Sakamoto has a no-killing rule. Also, the way she went about it was a pretty big red flag when you think about it for more than a few seconds. They've also laid the groundwork that their family rules, like the no-killing, are going to be slowly revealed over time and probably add great comedic effect. When you have such a cool badass character like Sakamoto and you throw him into some of these wacky situations and also give everything a level of heart beneath it all, it comes together extremely well. I've joked about the fact that he's fat, and he is in the face, but when you watch him move, it's pretty clear that he's actually jacked. His muscles clearly show when he's in motion. He just likes ramen a bit too much, that's all. Who doesn't? Him taking people in at the store to expand the family is another bit that adds warmth to the series, a warmth John would have liked. The similarities between the two are obvious. The greatest assassins in the world, they both left the game for love, they are both drawn back in and have massive bounties thrown on their heads. They are both men of few words and are extremely dangerous with writing utensils. Hell, if you extend it to the universe, both Sakamoto Days and John Wick have a bad habit of bystanders just letting assassins do whatever they want in public without reacting at all. Sakamoto also shares a lot in common with Bob McCall of The Equalizer, especially in their more humanity-driven approaches, their kind nature in helping others, and of course in the fact that they both can turn literally anything in the vicinity into a weapon at a moment's notice. And if you ignore everything except their frames, maybe you could even make a Steven Seagal comparison. In a series like this, you'd expect there to be lots of high-intensity action, and that's exactly what you get. The creativity of the fights absolutely lives up to the expectations you'd have. The armory he has in his store is straight out of an action movie. But remember, This is anime, so the liberties it takes make the show even more interesting. Lots of the assassins in Sakamoto Days have a gimmick to them, and they veer into the psychic or supernatural. We're not going full on energy blast, bankai, or death note, but little abilities that would make assassins significantly better at what they do. It's especially cool how they use those abilities practically too. Shin, for example, has an ability that is ideal for being an assassin, but also great for being a store employee. And his ability is also used to flesh out the Sakamoto character in a clever way, while adding levity to their interactions. Nagamo is another character with an interesting ability, and we see all sorts of intriguing characters with different gimmicks come out of the woodwork for the bounty, like Pizza Nakajima. When you put all of this together, creative action, the advantages of the anime medium, lots of heart, lots of gags, and a lovable cast, you have everything you need to make a special anime. It's still early and anything can happen, but I can't wait to see more of Fat Anime John Wick. With that, I'm out.